Test, test, 1, 2. How's it going, everyone? It's Andrew from Magic Nation here. I'd like to quickly come to you guys, the audience, or rather the viewing audience, I guess you could say, within the Magic the Gathering community, both players and non-players alike, I guess. I do have a very, very quick little discussion topic that I'd like to bring up, and that is twofold. It's regarding social etiquette and accountability, I guess, regarding the situation that happened about a week ago regarding the 4 ban cards that the Rules Committee enacted, which was Nadu, Winged Wisdom, Jewel Lotus, Mana Corrupt, and Dockside Extortionist. While I know a lot of people out there are not very welcome to it because of the way that that it happened so quickly and also under everyone's radar. Furthermore, without fully maybe communicating between the Rules Committee, players, and maybe WotC, but then again, I don't think WotC had anything to do with this, period. I do not think that they contributed to it, and I do not think that they supported this ban. But I think that the Rules Committee may have actually had some kind of dealing with it. I don't really know for certain. No one knows at this point. It's been about a week and a half almost since the initial announcement. And I'm one of the very few people that within the community that has a different perspective and a different approach to bad situations, to say the least, and always try to approach things with a half glass full mentality no matter what. So I'm going to talk about the first point, which is social interaction, I guess, or social etiquette. I think it may be what I want to use from a Christian perspective. And I'm just going to go ahead and just quickly say it as best as I can without getting pretty irate about the situation at hand. To those that think it's okay, that it's perfectly feasible and plausible, and that it's fully supported to either go on social media or even try to physically interact with the individuals that were part of the Rules Committee that engaged in these the bannings or enacted the bannings, I'm sorry. For those that think that it's perfectly okay, to me, to incite violence and physical threats of violence and to the point of death threats, that is not only not cool, that is not okay, that is unacceptable. And further and foremost, I will never support that kind of behavior. I will never support that kind of etiquette. And on top of it, it just shows me as a Christian within the Magic the Gathering community that I feel sorrow and pity for those. And I feel ashamed as well to be affected in a way that now I have to distance myself a little bit from those that want to do harm over rectangular cardboard. Really? Are you out of your gourd? Are you literally going insane? Are you literally out of your mind that you would do that? I have these things to say. Shame on you. How dare you? And finally, knock it off. It's just a game. If you realize that it's just a game, nothing more, nothing less, and just so we're all aware that Magic the Gathering is not an investable tool. It's not. Sports cards, baseball cards, athletic cards, possibly, yes. Just like a stamp collection, a coin collection, those are investments. Magic the Gathering? No. No. Not one chance, not one iota, no. So, I'd like to, if I may, in the background at some point, on my time off, away from my own channel throughout the week, I need to pray for those that were affected. Both the people that were involved in the backlash and those that made the threats. And yes, I do forgive you for making those kind of threats. But I just hope that on God's green earth, because I stand with local game stores and I stand with WotC, this kind of behavior will never, ever be accepted. Period. Whatsoever. Whether if you're a Christian or not. And I will say it again. How dare you? Shame on you, and knock it off. If you continue to act selfishly and become self-centered to the point where it's almost like your ego is being hurt because of some banned cards, I have news for you. Stop playing the game altogether or take a break. Take a break. Go to the gym. Take a walk. Go to your local park. Do some workouts. Go to the gym. Like I said, just go to the gym. Take a breather. Play some video games. Do something. Get your mind off of it. Get your mind off of bad and toxic situations. Or rather, don't always default to the negative, is what I'm trying to say. While yes, a lot of people are not so happy about the decision that was made, it was eventually going to be made. And at some point, to me, from my viewpoint, not my own per se, but yes, I feel like that it was coming. And I feel like that this ban was on its way at some point. Just no one really knew. Not even myself. But looking back on it, from the outside looking in, I kind of knew this ban was coming. I saw too many matches within the play groups that I was in public settings, that had Mana Crypt, Dockside, not so many Nadu and Jewel Lotus, because I haven't really had that opportunity to play people with those kind of cards in their decks. But Mana Crypt, yes. Dockside, maybe one or two here or there. But at some point I knew that they were going to be banned, because they were becoming, I wouldn't say out of control, but they were becoming or getting to a point to where it wasn't giving enough leeway for newer players to have their time in the sun, to say the least. To experience the thrill of actually enjoying a match without feeling like they just got hosed or got lambasted, to say the least, by maybe a tryhard, to say the least, or that someone out there is trying to prove a point. Who knows? I digress. But moving forward to the other topic, accountability. Those that committed those acts within social media to incite that kind of response is beyond inappropriate, and I will not condone such actions either whatsoever. And they should not be supported at all whatsoever. And again, those that committed those acts against the Rules Committee, I will not forget that response from watching all those different channels, Commander's Quarters, Homebrew or Hometown MTG, I think, or Kitchen Table MTG or something like that. or MTG Ninja, all the major streamers, including the Prof and the Magic Historian, and yes, the Prof from Tolarian Community College. I, for one, also stand with them and feel that that is not acceptable. To express your anger or moments of being upset to a certain degree, that is acceptable. But to rebel in such a way like that has no place in the MTG community whatsoever, or any community, period. Whether if you want to call it a community or not, a gathering, a social hangout, for goodness sake. Good grief. I just hope that my final thoughts on this, that we continue to do life with each other, that we edify one another, we spur one another on, like iron sharpens iron, the tried and true mantra, not only just in Magic the Gathering, but in life in general. Not just the golden rule, but it should go beyond that. As one person sharpens another, rather like iron sharpens iron, so does one friend sharpen another. It's time that we uplift one another, that we show each other of what we can be and who we are and the good we can bring to the world and our own communities, our own towns, our own states that we live in. Instead of destroying one another, stabbing each other in the back to get in front. I feel like we're not talking about anything right now. So, with having said that, my final thoughts on this: if you know what you did regarding that response, I pray for peace and solace in your souls, and I forgive you. But I will not forget what happened about a week ago. I will not, like many others. But I will continue to pray for you that you're able to find peace at some point, and that you're able to level your own playing field, and you're able to run your own race and fight the good fight. That is all I'm going to say for right now. This is Andrew Fitzsimmons from Magic Nation, signing off.